Okay, welcome everybody. It is 7:02. This is our first meeting, our regular meeting of the new year. Council's been doing nothing for the last couple of weeks. So it's January 14th, 2019. And can I have roll call, please?
Mayor Hillman.
Here.
Lisa Stokes. Here. Scott Pennell.
Here.
George Jarvis.
Here.
Jason Siegel.
Here.
Mike Buick.
He's in the bathroom.
Bob Bowley.
Okay.
There he is.
Okay, with that, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Mike, say here. Here.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Council, we have an agenda in front of us with we don't have any amendments. The only thing that we're going to do, I think in here we have a discussion and appointment of committees. We're going to postpone that and do that on our retreat. And then there's one other thing that we'll talk about under Mayor and Council. So do I have a motion for the agenda, please?
Move to approve the agenda for the January 14th, 2019 meeting.
Do I have a second? Second. Motion and second discussion. Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. Does anybody on council feel they have a conflict of interest? Jason did ask me about participating in the vote for the 7030 ordinance that will be represented tonight. We don't see any conflict for Jason to be able to vote on that, so we're good to go. And we will move to the minutes. Do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve the regular meeting minutes from December 10th, 2018.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second discussion. Everybody can read through the minutes, make sure everything was right. Okay. With none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, we will move down to the bills. Do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve the salaries for November and the bills for December.
Do I have a second?
Actually, it's moved to ratify the bills to December 31st, approve the bills to January 14th, and salaries for November.
All right, I
Thank you.
move to approve the salaries for November, ratify the bills to December 31st, and approve the bills for to January 14th.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Motion and second discussion.
John Seckman, so was he payroll or 1099 contract?
He's contract.
Okay, so would that not go on the bills versus the?
He's payroll.
Oh, he is payroll. Okay.
Oh, we had him on payroll? I thought we had him as a
As needed.
contract.
As needed.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he was payroll instead of
I stand
1099.
corrected.
Okay.
Yep.
Page 3, second line up from the bottom. I believe this is for Public Works, the laptop computer. Is that with all your software and everything?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then page 5, JVA towards the bottom, wastewater treatment plant expansion design. How far are we along on the design? I thought we were done with the design process.
We're almost done with GP, JVA, and Fisher will be presenting that here in the next week or two.
Okay.
The other design on that was for project 2.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. And then another question for you, Dan, on the page 6, just kind of referencing all the wastewater that we're hauling. I'm sure you're working on a report on the cost.
We're
savings
down to
versus
about 4 cents per gallon. We were contracting at about 11 cents. So
cool. Awesome.
looking really
That's
good.
fantastic. I believe that was it for me.
Does the city attorney, do they give us a list of time and itemized events? I see a total here of 45, 70, 80, 85. I kinda, when they send the bill out, does it have an itemized, you know, 45 minutes where they EMI?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if I've ever seen that.
I got another one. So on page 5, and I'm assuming this is probably just how it exists in the system, but it says CRC Park and RV dump. We don't have the RV dump anymore, right? At CRC Park? I'm assuming that's probably just how it's listed in the system. Okay.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah.
In the middle of the page, page 5.
And this was for January water usage. Is there any water being used in the park right now? So how are we paying $130 for water if we're not being?
This is page 5.
Yep, no, that's page 5.
Next page 5,
Yes,
page 2, page 5.
page 5 too.
Okay.
So you're under 500? Yes. So you're
There's
under 500.
December and then there's January.
There are 2 rounds of bills.
Yeah, there's December and January.
So go to page 5 there.
CRC does have a meter in it, but there shouldn't be anything on it for January.
Well, I guess this would have been.
Is
Well,
there a minimum charge on water bills?
When did?
Yes, there is, I'm sorry.
Oh, there is.
There is
Just a minimum charge.
Base charge, yes.
Yeah,
And what was the base
it's like
rate?
115 probably, yeah.
Yeah,
100. Oh yeah.
that's correct.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Cool.
Any other questions, council? Roll call, please.
Michael Hallman,
Yes.
Ralph Mel,
Yes.
Teresa Stokes,
Yes.
Paul Boland, Mike Hewitt,
Yes.
John Curtis,
Yes.
Jason Siegel.
Yes.
Okay, do I have any unscheduled public comment? Thank you. Okay, Brandy, you're up. Come on up to the podium up here. State your name, where you reside, and I did have your message to call you, and I will. Mondays is really not a good day.
I'm sure, I understand. My name is Brandy Murphy, and I just wanted to come in and introduce myself. I'm the new executive director for the Chamber of Commerce, and yeah, I look forward to working more closely with the city and learning a lot of things. I'm flying by the seat of my pants right now.
That's all
That's all
right.
right.
That's how we do it in this town, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So glad to have you on. I assume you took Phyllis's position.
Yes, we did a switch, and so Phyllis is remaining on.
She said the happiest 2 days of her life last year is when she accepted the position and when she got rid of it.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I think you're doing an awesome job.
Yeah, we're glad you're on.
Thank you.
And yeah, we'd like to see what you're gonna bring to us and bring to the city, being the chamber executive director.
I'm looking
And you have a full board now?
Yes, we do. There is one alternate position available, but it's not necessary that we fill it for our bylaws, so we will see how that goes. We might put somebody in there,
Okay.
and we might just keep on rolling as we have it right now. It's a pretty good board. I'm pretty excited about our board members. We've got business owners representing and a nice diversity representative.
And if you don't know Brandy, she works for the local accountant here in town.
Yes, I work for Selesky and Rogers, and I work with Scraps to Soil as well.
Right. Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Brandy?
How do you feel?
I feel alright.
Good.
Yeah, I feel
Good.
busy, but I'm getting the hang of things.
Good.
Good. Well, we're glad you're in that position and continue to make things happen for the chamber.
Alright, thank
Okay.
you. Thank you all for your
Thanks,
time.
Brandy.
Thanks.
And I've got Mr. Clark, Dean Clark. Come on up.
Save everybody's time after following Brandy. I have really nothing to say. I want to listen and learn a little bit.
We will, public comment. Tonight we were gonna swear in Officer Morrow.
She asked to postpone.
You had to postpone.
Yeah.
We will get that done.
Is she nervous?
No. She's very, very confident.
Good, that's good.
All right, so Alan took off, right? We saw our staff report for the water and wastewater treatment rezoning. Okay, then we'll move down to resolutions. Do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve resolution number 1, series 2019, a resolution designating the public place for posting of notice of.
Turn a second, discussion. Everybody knows what this is about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have to do this every
Every
year.
year.
so-
Every year.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? We have designated places. And we'll move down to our ordinance readings. Do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve ordinance number 1, series 2019, an ordinance amending section 15-23 of the Idaho Springs Municipal Code to increase the maximum municipal court fine for traffic violation from $1,000 to $2,650.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion.
What's the background on this?
This is an ordinance, it was overlooked when is it in the municipal code in 2 places? Supposed to. It was overlooked when the other one was done and the judge caught it, so Carmen and
I see. So this is
Bring
really
it
in
forward.
relation to the conversation we had with the judge a couple of months ago in regards to the fines.
well, it's something that should have been caught when the other one was done.
So it's like
Already done.
conflicting.
Yes.
Beth Now,
Yes.
Casey Stokes, Bob Boland, Mike Buick,
Yes.
John Curtis,
Yes.
Jason Siegel.
Yes.
All right, we'll move to ordinance B, under B. Do I have a motion?
A motion to approve ordinance number 2, series 2019, an ordinance establishing the zoning classification for property annexed to the city as the WWTP expansion, annexation to the city of Idaho Springs, and amending the official zoning map for the city to reflect the same.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? You cut dry?
This is county property, is that right?
Well, it was, and we're having to zone it to put it in.
Right. Cool.
Roll call?
Michael Holland?
Yes.
Beth Now?
Yes.
Casey Stokes?
Yes.
Bob Boland, Mike Buick,
Yes.
John Curtis,
Yes.
Jason Siegel.
Yes.
Okay, we'll move to our next ordinance reading. Do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve ordinance number 3, series 2019, ordinance amending section 9-164 of the Idaho Springs Municipal Code to eliminate the requirement that at least 70% of marijuana store inventory be produced within the city.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion is second. And second on the table, discussion. I know that we've had some pretty healthy discussions about, over the years, about implementing this, keeping it in place, and getting rid of it. I think all the council realizes, not only council, but even the dispensaries that are having to accommodate the 70-30 rule. Now, I think they're just kind of taking a deep breath and glad it's going away. So that'll make our regulations, our inspections from the chief go much easier and much better, and not holding people's feet to the fire on a 70-30 rule.
Mm-hmm.
Roll call.
Michael Holland?
Yes.
Beth Now?
Yes.
Casey Stokes?
Yes.
Bob Boland, Mike Buick,
Yes.
John Curtis,
30 days. We'll do the second reading, another 30 days, 60 days before it takes off. Correct?
no, exactly.
All right, we're going to go to staff reports. City Administrator.
Mayor and Council, you have my report before you with 2 requests for action, please.
All right, does anybody have any questions for Andy?
I'm curious to know, the meeting with the mayor-elect for Central City.
And I have spoke with Kathy before over there, just to open up a line of community to do collectively to help both of our communities. Just an open line of communication with new leadership over there. And Alan knew him personally and has dealt with him, and he lives over there, and it'd be good for us to just talk. And Mr. Frey
I've
is
heard some interesting stories about him. That's why I asked.
he was kind of an interesting guy. So.
Maybe tell him to make sure he has his ID on him when he's come to the dispensary to shop.
He did publicly tell us he did smoke pot, so.
I was like,
It is
really?
legal.
We had to turn away the new mayor. He didn't have his ID. Sorry.
Okay, city administrator has 2 requests for action. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve a proposal for Holscher, Mayberry and Company, LLC, LLC in an amount not to exceed $9,300 to perform an audit of the 2018 financial statements.
Have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, discussion.
Is this the same company that did it last year, or was this the one 2 years ago? It's the
Same one.
Are we supposed to switch companies up every once in a while?
We do. 3 years ago, we did change firms.
Okay,
And,
okay.
We'll
I think
stick with
I
these.
think it's a good business practice
Yeah.
for every few years to get a new auditor.
But so 3 years ago, we had a different one. It's
Correct.
been them for
3
last
years.
year and then now this year, right?
3 years, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, roll call.
Michael Hunter.
Yes.
Scott Pennell.
Yes.
Susie Stokes.
Yes.
Bob Boland, Mike Buick.
Yes.
John Curtis. Jason Siegel.
Yes.
All right. Second, item on the list for, city administrator. Do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve a proposal from Wasatch Railroad Contractors in the amount of $5,288 to perform emergency asbestos sealing for locomotive 60.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion.
So, how much would it be just to get rid of the asbestos versus just sealing it up?
Well, we don't wanna have to mitigate and remove the asbestos by the train setting out here.
But I thought there was, all that discussion about moving the locomotive
Okay,
down,
well, moving it up here potentially.
moving
So-
it down to that place in Golden that has to
Well,
do-
that has all changed.
Okay.
If you remember, the folks that came in and have been working on the train,
Ben,
doing things,
they got Ben.
Benjamin.
Yeah.
We have run into some problems with delays. Some parts have been taken off the train that we're trying to get back.
Like vandalism style,
No,
or?
like lights and, like where you hang your coat, I think there's some hangers missing. And Benjamin never told the city about it, he just took it. And we've lost a lot of confidence in that company.
Yeah.
So what Jonathan did, he reached out to, this group to do this temporary. And we will eventually, with the approval of council, be sending the locomotive up to Wyoming to actually get rid of the asbestos. You have some comment on that, John?
He's going to look. I just wanted to say, just based on what you guys are saying, it's 60 and 90. They're going to make sure there's no asbestos emergency work that needs to be done on the passenger car as well. And that's car 90. So I just wanted to make sure I noted that. And then there's a grant available that could. The other reason why you wouldn't remove the asbestos now is to do that on the engine requires removing everything from the engine. At which point you might as well just do the whole job. And so this way we're not creating any, the asbestos is sealed and it won't cause any public danger, but at the same time we're still into that.
So right now, we're concerned with,
Any other questions?
what line item is this gonna come out of? Is this,
This will probably this should come out of the sites and facilities.
That's right.
That's it, okay.
And we have a line item for the train, yes.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Michael Holman.
Yes.
Scott Pennell.
Yes.
Susie Stokes.
Yes.
Bob Boland, Mike Buick.
Yes.
John Curtis. Jason Siegel.
yes.
Number C is Safefield's November activity report. If you haven't been told yet, on the 22nd, which is next week, is that right?
Yes, yes.
The 22nd, we are gonna have from 5:30 to 6:30, we're gonna have a building permit 101 to bring in the public. There's been a lot of confusion, a lot of finger pointing of people getting, permits to do their improvements or redo a whole building. And we want to express to the community that, the reason why we use Sakefield and an outside company, the turnaround that they're required to push back any kind of submittal to them, and talk about that and how the timing goes and how it works. Just to let people in the community know that this is not the city trying to be difficult for businesses to get going. Our responsibility as council is to make sure this public is safe. And for us to turn our backs on a permit that's not all there or doesn't comply with our building codes is sending my children, myself, and the general public into somebody's building that they can get hurt.
Yeah.
And we will not let that happen. So this is a public information piece. Hopefully we'll have quite a few people show up. People don't realize just a hot water heater in your house that needs a permit, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
And it's not because you don't know how to do it, but it's a second eyes and set of eyes, professional, somebody to make sure that gas isn't leaking, that my kids are gonna wake up the next day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
What date and time?
That's, January 22nd,
Or 26, you said 26.
No, 27th.
27th, okay.
Tuesday,
Next Tuesday.
the 22nd,
Between 5:30 and
at 5:30. 5:30 to 6:30 here. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you make sure you post that on social media?
I've turned stuff into Andy, first draft of it already, so
Cool.
as soon as we get it all
Perfect.
perfect, I'll have it up there.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you.
And we will have a brief work session after that workshop.
After that, yes, we want to talk about how we want to move forward with our 4th of July event.
Okay, cool.
So there's going to be some discussion on that.
Cool.
All right. On the city clerk,
Here in council, I have my staff report with you.
Cool.
increase, keep doing it. Okay.
So I have a question. The process transfer of ownership liquor license of the West Wind, does that not require a public hearing to do transfer of ownership? Okay.
The city clerk has the authority to approve those.
Cool.
And I didn't let anybody, did anybody have any more questions for Andy? Okay, anybody have any questions for Diane? All right, PD, chief?
Mayor and council, I'll refer you to my report, and I have no requests for action.
So I don't know if everybody knows, and the chief knows about it, but Al Moshe passed away last night. So he is gone. From what I understand, he passed away in his sleep. So, you know, we know that he's been having some troubles for quite a few months now. They called in hospice a week ago, or less than a week ago, and then he's gone. So, just to let everybody know that.
Yeah, he's probably been the person I've had the most interesting conversations
Oh, yeah.
with in this town. He's really.
I even let my waitresses sit down with him, and sometimes it was 30 or 40 minutes. And just stand there, just listen to him.
He would do the same in City Hall too.
Yeah.
So,
He would be missed.
an icon of our community gone, but, and we'll kind of keep everybody posted on that service and where it might be. Thanks, Chief. Anybody have any questions for the chief? All right, Public Works.
Mayor and council, I refer to my staff report, I do have one request for action.
All right, does anybody have any questions for John? And I need a motion. Sorry, John, you don't get it. No motion.
I'll move to approve $35,324 to Dallenbach Chevrolet for a 2019 Chevy pickup from line item number 21-00-6025.
Do I have a second? Second. And motion and a second, discussion. Hearing none, roll call.
Michael Hellman?
Yes.
Ralph Knell?
Yes.
Casey Stokes? Yes. Bob Boland? Mike Healy?
Yes.
John Curtis?
Yes.
Jason Siegel?
Yes.
All right, now we have Dan, Public Works. Does anybody have any questions for John?
I have one question. So on the plowing of the greenway, what's the like procedures? Like you have to wait till 6 inches, or what's the?
No, it's been fine. Willie typically has been,
I'm not complaining. I was just curious
no,
to know what
Willie's
the
been
protocol
plowing
was.
it. We try and get to it as fast as we can.
I don't know if there was like a, you know, as far as the grant funding, there was like a requirement that it had to be plowed like
No,
at
it's
6
not
inches. Or,
They just asked for a maintenance plan on it.
okay,
Cool. I don't think there was any, we just had to.
just as long as we're
Yeah,
taking care of
and
it.
we'll have to
Try and get
revisit
to
that
it
once the whole
quickly
greenway gets
as we
built.
can.
We'll have to revisit that.
It came down fast. I got to work at like 7 a.m. and he'd already plowed, and it was like 7:30. I had to shovel again already.
Yeah.
It's going down fast.
And
But
and just for the public and the folks that are here, if you don't know, the greenway is completely different than our sidewalks. It has a separate maintenance plan. And some people think that the mayor and Pinal, and we're getting our plowed in front of our buildings, and it's because it's the 10-foot greenway. It's a separate maintenance program. So we take a lot of beating because we're council members and we think we're just getting special treatment. So if anybody has.
And that's because we got money to fund that, so part of the requirement of the funding was that we maintained it, correct?
Correct. Okay. Dan, you're up.
Mayor and council, I'll refer you to my staff report with 3 requests for action.
3? I thought we capped it at 1 per meeting.
All right, do I have a motion?
New year.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve and move to approve 35,324 from line items 5474, 7420, and 55-74-7420 for purchase of new vehicle from Dallenbach Motors.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? So, if you don't know, there's the reason that there's 2 different line items that come out of. This is split between water and wastewater, so it comes out of 2 different departments. That's the reason for that. Okay, roll call.
Michael Hahn.
Yes.
Scott Pennell.
Yes.
Tracy Stokes.
Yes.
Bob Boland, Mike Buick.
Yes.
John Curtis.
Yes.
Jason Siegel.
Yes.
All right. You have a second motion?
Move to approve $35,000 from line items 54-74-7421 and 55-74-7421 for the purchase of backhoe from Fisher Construction.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion. So we're actually buying this from Fisher?
Yep.
What year is it? Was there something, I didn't see anything in the packet about it. Was there something in there?
I've got something somewhere, I'll dig it up, but yeah, he quoted it and he got, price comparisons and he was asking for 40. So we actually said we budgeted 35 and he said that, so.
He went ahead and did it, because he knows he's gonna get to use it on the job?
Oh, no, he's not touching it.
Oh, he's not touching it?
That was kind of one that they brought up for the UV, or for the dewatering project that kind of sits around their yard, so.
What kind is it?
It's a John Deere, I believe.
I don't remember, I went by it.
I'm not a heavy equipment person.
John Deere case?
I believe it's a John Deere.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. We made the motion, right? Any more discussion? Roll call.
Michael Hahn.
Yes.
Scott Pennell.
Yes.
Tracy Stokes.
Yes.
Bob Boland, Mike Buick.
Yes.
John Curtis.
Yes.
Jason Siegel.
Yes.
All right, gonna move down to,
I think he's got one
Yeah, I got
more.
one more.
Got one more
Yeah.
question.
So this one was for Aqua. They had a contingency fund for 2018. It was about $7,500 that wasn't spent, so they split it up based on the percentage of dues paid. We were the second highest due payer to Aqua last year, so our rebate was $800. We had the option of having them cut us a check or just pushing this towards this year's dues.
Yeah, I think you just push it
Hey,
towards.
did we get our dues reduced from?
They did get reduced.
From 4,000 to
Cut
over
about
4,000
half.
to 2,062. Great job on that, you guys. That's awesome.
So, I make a motion just to apply the 894 change to the 2019 dues. Do I have a
Second.
second? Motion and second, discussion. Roll call.
Mike Hahn.
Yes.
Scott Pennell.
Yes.
Tracy Stokes.
Yes.
Bob Boland, Mike Buick.
Yes.
John Curtis.
Yes.
Jason Siegel.
Yes.
Does anybody have any committee reports?
I got one question for the department heads over here. Just I wanted to feedback on the new gas card system. Is it working out for you guys? That's good. That's all I have.
All right, just a couple of updates. We met with Dola today about our grant that we had in for water and sewer for Riverside and West Minor. It went real well. We've got a good application. We just have to do a few tweaks. And then we talked about our next round of applications, and that will be for our second project, wastewater. There's gonna be in April or August? August 1st. The August 1st, we'll apply for that one, but there's another one that we're just gonna bypass. And the members were able to get onto that head, say, back up if we get one, and we keep getting them. And if we back up, say we didn't apply for that one, I can use that as a presentation. Our application, so. That was good. Another thing, so Bob Boland, and this is, we have committee, that we put people on committees. The project support, Bob Boland was the committee from council to be represented at these meetings. Somewhere or another, through the courts, he got put on the board, and that really wasn't supposed to happen, but he didn't mind, so he stayed on it. As life got busier with the Argo, he hadn't shown up. And we, the council, do not really appoint somebody to a board.
Right.
We can, what our committee is we go in there, hear what's going on, brings it back to council for committee report.
Right.
Is there anybody on council that would be interested in sitting on that board? Because I asked, does Troy, and then we'll just report a committee member to that.
How often do they meet?
They can meet once a month.
Do we know what day of the month?
I think it's Wednesdays. I can confirm that though. And I think it's at 6 o'clock.
Okay. Because I'd like to attend planning commission more frequently, but if there's no conflict.
Let me find out that information from Troy tomorrow.
I'm interested because that would kind of dovetail maybe with what we're still trying to accomplish with the other thing Mike and I have been working on. We just haven't been able to get it down yet.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I didn't think about that. So if maybe you could sit on the board and we'll have Mike as the committee member, well, you can just bring it back to us. So let me find out from Troy, exactly what night and time and how often.
okay, thank you.
All right, cool. Another thing that you're gonna hear about, which is a big accomplishment moving forward, the school district has agreed to allow us to go ahead and do a public engagement. What happened is we did a presentation to the school board about a partnership with the city, economic development, and the developer to get this property, to make it work. As most of the developers have said, they have to look at the football field and the bus farm properties.
Right.
What the school district did is they went to their maintenance folks for the bus barn. The athletic director had them do a pros and cons sheet. Came back, they had a meeting here. It was a work session, and that's how they determined from the input from those folks whether they would look at doing a public engagement and start looking at selling those properties off and making it a collective endeavor that somebody, because every time we dealt with developers, if they just do that over there, they can't make anything off of it. They say the building's an elephant in the room. So, but if we get these other properties, we're interested in doing the whole project. So with the input from the maintenance folks and the athletic director and the bus barn operator, it was overwhelmingly said by them to, it's time.
Yeah.
One, they built a new school and was promised that was gonna be complete and never got complete.
Yeah.
So it's been sitting there. So they were a little upset about that the safety issue, the bus barn had like 6 or 7 safety issues, and if that board wasn't listening, that you have the director of and the person that's running the bus barn saying, we've got safety issues over here, and that's not something that we need to move forward. You need to fix them or find a new place.
Yeah.
Same thing with the athletic director. I was really surprised, and I think a lot of people were, but Dave Schuessler has been in this community a long time. He's played on that field. He's the athletic director, and he came up with many reasons why that field needs to be repurposed. We need to finish up what we did, and most of it was about safety. You know, the football field went in before the highway did. It's very close to the highway.
Yeah.
And he said, we're very lucky that we haven't had somebody come off that highway and kill all of our kids and out on that football field. So, and even the railing around the stands and everything, people, Michelle and I sit there and cringe because those kids sit backwards on it. All it takes is them just to lean back a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's true.
very good input. So they have decided, we haven't come up with a date yet of the public engagement because we just found out. So that will happen because we want to bring the community in to listen to them and also voice why this decision has been made. So
Cool.
I think it's very
I think that's a
positive
great
for the
plan.
community. I know there's a lot of emotional ties to it, but I think once people hear the safety issues and the concerns and they can't be fixed over there, I think that will help them understand the need of going ahead and doing this. So.
Cool. Can we talk about Wall Street?
We can.
So it seems odd to me that I understand, you know, there's a property owner that has to take care of something before the city could take care of something. But if it's become a public safety issue, why, I don't understand why we can't be more proactive.
What we did, we went with Jersey barriers.
Well, I understand that, but as far as like
And I'm gonna talk to Carmen about that
putting
tomorrow.
pressure on this property, why can't we just do the, have the work done and bill him for it?
And I have to talk to
May I
Carmen.
interject in that?
Sure.
Yes.
If we start doing that, then why hire a contractor? We just let it go and let the city go fix it. And our
Yeah.
rates are way below any contractor for repairs. And I don't think that we should put the added burden on to the Public Works Department, because people do not wanna take care of their property.
Well, I understand that, but if somebody not taking care of their property is causing a public safety issue, then what are the legal,
That's what I'm gonna talk to Carmen about tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
To find out what we need,
Cool.
the next steps are.
Awesome.
We did a temporary fix. I wanna go up there because I have gotten a text back that, an emergency vehicle can get through there. And
Yeah.
if that's the case, we're gonna have to move that barrier, and then it's,
Yeah.
what do you want?
Yeah.
Either you can, we can make it, and really, I would say, if an emergency vehicle can get through there, I have a problem with it.
Yeah,
But if it's
absolutely.
just a concern about, I can't park by my house anymore,
Yeah.
then it's a public street, go find somewhere else to park. Why we,
It's no narrower than any other portion of the street currently.
I'm sorry, John?
It's no narrower than any other portion
Where
of
it
the
is.
street currently.
Okay. Cool. I just was
Yeah.
curious about the, the legal.
And I'll let you know tomorrow after I talk to Carmen
Cool.
about
Perfect. Sounds
what
good.
our responsibility is.
And unfortunately, I will say also, that we can go through, we can plow and sand, ice and snow melts during the day, and it freezes at night, and we don't have the resources or the money to make every street a dirt road every day
Yeah.
to prevent somebody from
Yeah.
sliding.
I get that. 100%.
All right, I think that's it for me. Anybody have any questions? I'm glad it's 2019. We got a lot of work to do, and I'm excited. Meeting adjourned. It is 7:37.